Shout out my twin, Jaylen Brown.
Don't mistake him.
Look up this Mike.
Facts.
Smart to steal, make the steal. Back to Brown. Oh! 3-point game. Brogdon. Back to Brown. Brown! Oh, what the slam! Recognition.
Oh, sometimes you got to break the play.
Brown trying to get that step back three, and now he's heating up. Brogdon. Brown going hard to the basket for two.
I think if he wants to pressure, you need to go right by him.
Brown with Allen on him. Allen hits the deck. Brown chicken. And Brown knocks down the mid-range. And again, Jaylen Brown, watch this. Stop on a dime. Pull it back. Hit him with another crossover. Oh, my God. Rondé, we're going to
Ocho.
Ocho Cinco.
Ocho.
Cinco.
Yo, no crap fan, what to do, baby?
Show me the money.
EP number 8 on the way, man. No crap fan,
Four.
back with another episode.
Four.
We are here, man. It's your guy DC checking in.
It's your boy AB in the building.
Yo, it's your boy Mike Teray, man, and we live and direct. Got the special guest cameraman to my left.
My
He's
guy
getting a little
X.
shy today.
Right.
Baby.
Throw him up one time.
Throw up the X.
Topic of discussion: Jaylen Brown. Highest paid player in the NBA. How y'all feel?
Got a nice ring to it.
Got a nice ring?
Got a nice ring to it, but he don't got a ring.
Yeah. Good payday?
Yes.
I like the move. Y'all like the move?
Of course. You locked him up throughout his prime. Y'all want me to go first? Shout out my twin, Jaylen Brown.
Don't mistake him.
Look up this Mike.
Facts. I be getting stopped in traffic. I'm like, I would not be riding around with both ways. But
Respectfully.
But Jaylen Brown just got a 5-year extension, $304 million. Basically, 7 years ago, Mike Conley signed one of the biggest contracts in NBA history, which is, I think was like maybe 4 or 5 years for $153 million. But now,
53 million.
153, he basically doubled that. So I think it's well deserved. Wow, you lock a guy in who is, at the end of the day, learning how to continue to win. He's been a winner ever since he got into this league. You know, playoff experience, got a chance to make it to the finals, lost. But I believe, no matter the beauty of sports, you lose, so you learn how to win. It's really simple. And now you got a guy locked in who's potentially one of the top shooting guards in the league.
Say that respectfully.
One of the top shooting
Small
guards.
forwards, 2-3.
Respectfully, one of the better wing players.
Yeah, no, two-way wings too. He's going to guard up.
Two-way wing.
I understand he had a bad, maybe a couple games against the Heat, so we're going to say he can't dribble, he doesn't deserve it. We're going to see a lot of backlash, but at the end of the day, a lot of y'all would want to have Jaylen Brown, aka myself, on your team. So I just think this deal was, it was bound to happen. I know the Celtics would have regret letting him go away because I definitely would have probably been, if he goes to another team against his own team, he's a multiple-time All-Star, All-NBA player. He already was an All-NBA player, second team this year. You keep him and team together. And I was watching Speak earlier this morning. Great show. TJ Houshmandzadeh, I agree with what he said about how, a lot of our favorite star players really don't win their first chip until like 27, 28. Jaylen Brown's 26 currently. And
he's growing.
He's still all the playoff experience right now. He's been to a finals.
Yeah.
He's been an all-star. Mm-hmm. He's getting all the accolades under his belt, and eventually maybe he'll grow that time. Especially with Marcus Smart coming out, I believe it has to be a growing period. Like him and Jaylen Brown, him and Jason Tatum have to take their game to a whole new level, in my opinion. Yeah. It's just the way you grow. And like I said, LeBron did not win his first chip till he went to Miami and paired up with D-Wade and took his game to a whole new level. Steph Curry didn't win till later once he got that great roster around him. Mm-hmm. Your boy KD, I could keep going down the list. A lot of MJ, he didn't win his first title till he got Scottie and all those people around him, and he had to grow and face adversity and win his first title. So I just think it's a great deal. You lock him up for the next 5 years. He's going to be 31 by the time this contract ends. Mm-hmm. And then technically he'll still be in his prime, which is nuts.
Mm-hmm. Still got more room to grow, which is crazy.
Exactly. So he can still develop. Everybody's complaining about that left hand. That left hand can end up developing, and y'all going to be mad.
And Jason Tatum is signed. He still signed a 5-year, 163.
Yeah, that contract will be.
Yeah, he about to get like triple.
Right. Then that's, I think his salary. His contract's up
26. We say 26, 25.
I think probably when is the option kicking?
I'm trying to see. But go ahead. What's your take on this?
I I think it's a good representation of how you could get better over time. JB was not the best college player at all. He was similar to Westbrook, where they didn't really know if he could. He was more of a defender. He was looked at more of as a defender. But, you know, every year I feel like his game has gone to the next level. So come out. Obviously, he has the athleticism. We know he could dunk. We know he could do, you know, windmills, all of that stuff. But his mid-range game has really improved. His ability to shoot the 3-ball. And like you said, any of the contenders that were left in the playoffs last season, you would take Jaylen Brown on your roster. He's a proven winner. I think he's a good character guy from what I've seen. All his teammates really praise him. And he does a good job of just not really worrying about the spotlight. I feel like a lot of early rumblings with him and Tatum was, all right, who's going to be the number 1, who's going to be the number 2. I think both of those guys at their age have done a great job of handling the media pressure and navigating Boston for what it is. And like you said, it's been the conference finals, it's been the NBA finals, it's been deep playoff runs. So smart move on Boston's behalf. You know, parting ways with Smart, we kind of figured this was going to happen. Definitely clears the deck for some more cap space. And that uncertainty that we see, right? We see Dame, we see all these players wanting out. I don't think JB will ever want out of Boston, because Boston is kind of become, you know, part of his legacy. And I know he's had some ill will and some comments in the past, but you got to think about all the players that Boston has been through, right? You mentioned Marcus Smart, Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie Irving. Rarely do we see a Boston player get an extension to this magnitude, albeit the highest paid in the league. So I think that front office is learning from those Kyrie and those Isaiah Thomas and Gordon Hayward mistakes. And they're saying, you know what, we're going to go with the guys that have gotten us there, and now he has to deliver a championship. So my only thing for JB is, like you said, the left hand, but also I think he needs to show up deep in the playoffs.
Yeah. So
I want to see it. I want to see it because I know Tatum has it, and that's JT. But for JB, he has to show up.
well deserved. Honestly, that's my take. Well deserved. Deserved that bag.
Yeah.
Way to secure the bag, Jaylen Brown. But my take is, on an individual level, always as an athlete, I want you to always get the bag as much as you can. So we got that solidified. Now I'm paying attention to what you're gonna do now in the future with your skills, your talent, right? They struggled. They fell short against the Heat. Then they fell short, 2 years? Who they played in 2022?
Golden State, they lost to in the finals.
Golden State in the finals. So now, all right, you got finals experience. You fell short last year against the Heat. Now, it's the tangibles now. All right, we understand the chemistry between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. All right, it's a beautiful rotation. But what is going to lead them over that hump? What is lacking in that? And they need to figure that out going into the season. But once they figure that out, I feel like this is definitely a chip coming soon. Yeah. That's the only thing that I worry about now. It's just like the little things, like, all right, we understand that, yes, Jaylen Brown has to work on his game, whatever that may look like, his left hand, whatever you're pointing and pinpoint, but they got to find something. It's whatever it is. I don't know if it's on the court and locker room, like them two has to come together and really put themselves over the edge to get to that championship team level, caliber level. That's the only thing that's on my mind. The money part is out the way now. Now it's only just focal point is basketball. Yeah. Basketball. So I'm just looking into this year. I feel like this year is a pivotal year. You go to the finals, you fall short. Next year, you fall short against the Heat. So now this is like all eyes on Jaylen Brown, and I feel like it's all eyes on the Celtics. Being the highest paid player in NFL history, it's all eyes right now on the Celtics. All eyes. And the Heat, not the Heat, the East, you still got Milwaukee. You still have, we've got the Nets on the rise. I'm trying to think of who else.
Nobody.
Knicks. So.
Is it nobody?
It is their conference to win, and they need. I feel like this year has to be finals show. It has to be finals. Like that's what I'm putting a stamp on that right now. It has to be a final show. Absolutely. Because I don't want to see a narrative of falling short, and then a couple years later, did he deserve the bread? Did the Celtics make a mistake? Then should they move on from Jaylen Brown? Right. And they could have kept Tatum or whatever, vice versa. And those two, what I'm seeing is that Jaylen Brown is kind of like setting up Tatum to receive, like you said, a big contract going to the future once his is up. But it's a little tangibles, man. I love the Celtics. I love them both. They're great athletes, man. They're the best at what they do. Now they just need it's an edge. It's one little edge, and I feel like the edge you got to show up in crunch time.
Yeah.
We can't have Jason Tatum shooting 12 for 30. We can't have Jaylen Brown shooting 11 foot.
Yeah.
We can't have this disappearing act in the top games, man.
Yeah.
So
nah, if you're the highest paid player, you gotta show.
We gotta show.
I understand that. I understand that, fellas. But did we hold Mike Conley to those standards when he was the highest paid player in Memphis? I'm just saying.
So yeah,
I'm just saying that's Mike Conley.
You fake getting to the point that I was about to bring up
7 years ago.
I was gonna ask y'all. So sorry. If Jaylen Brown is getting this kind of money, who is next in line to sniff a contract like this?
First off,
like
sniff.
Not even sniff, but like if a dude like Jaylen Brown, no disrespect,
Yeah,
all-star, top caliber player, not really in the top 10, but I'm saying though, like if you're a top 10 player right now, you kind of like 60. How much you said you get a year after the tax?
24.
Okay, but still on paper, 62 M.
Looks good on paper.
So who do y'all think is going to be that next star to be like, all right, he's going to be the next highest paid player?
And Edwards.
And Edwards,
like
Ice Trey Young.
If you make it to the finals, I'll give it to him.
Trey
My
Young.
thing is this: comparing Jaylen Brown, you have to look at his resume in general. Like his resume to compare to a lot of guys.
Yeah,
No,
his
it's just
trajectory
different.
has been outstanding.
And to your points, I just feel like we would say that would they regret giving him that contract. I feel like after it's up, because I feel like I said earlier, these guys, a lot of guys in the league don't win until they're close to that pushing 30 age. They don't win. I guess something doesn't click where it's like, now I can take my game to a whole new level. Like, I'm gonna come back to your point regarding the finals. I think if Boston won that finals, JB definitely would have been Finals MVP. We had this discussion already. If you go back to the pod.
It was that one game where he.
Not even one game. It was throughout that series. JT would disappear, and JB was like, "Okay, I got y'all."
Yes. It was a backpack. It was a backpack.
Bro, the stats said.
It was a backpack.
Just to fill you in, we going off on a little tangent. Al Horford was on the MVP ladder after game 2. Just letting y'all know.
Yeah, but that was game 2.
But
then
JB
JB
to the whole finals.
Yeah, if they would have won the finals, probably with 6 or 7.
Yeah,
it would have been 7. JB would have got Finals MVP.
I agree.
So he's the Celtics' best player.
I'm not saying that now. I'm not debating that. I just think at the end of the day, if they have 2 great players that they're potentially going to keep together, I think if they get point guard, game's over for the league. They just need a pass first point guard. Like I said, Tyus Jones somehow slips away and ends up in Boston. Done deal. Putting those 2 guys in a great position, even though we're going on a tangent.
Right.
Putting those guys in a great position, just setting them up.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like I said, when you ask those guys to do too much, but at the same time, all these experiences that they're having, like I said, they're going to grow from them. I think any human being or any athlete, you grow from your mistakes and losses. Just to give a touching point, our high school career, like with lacrosse, not winning the game freshman year, winning maybe like 2 or 3 games sophomore year, winning, being competitive junior year, like making it to the playoffs, actually losing the playoffs, and then senior year winning it. You gotta go through that so you can figure out how to win.
Trials and errors.
Yeah. So I just think,
Boston,
give it some time.
Yeah.
Give it some time.
Then the next 3-4 years.
And the guy was shooting. You sent me the stats. He was shooting 57% field goal from the field.
So
almost 60%.
His rookie season, he averaged 6 points. Now he averages 26.
Come on.
So that's an increase of 20 points per game. Not to mention he's a good defender, has a good attitude. Who's to know if Ime is still there?
Yeah.
What happened?
But so, original question: was it a good move? I think it's a great move.
Yes.
You keep your core team together.
There's no more doubt.
Your 2 superstars. There's no
more
doubt.
over your shoulder.
Like I said, it's basketball now. Focus on the basketball. Don't have to worry about the money. Focus on basketball. Focus on the pieces that you have going into this next season, and then bringing a chip to Boston.
Yeah, and I think it allows them to grow, especially with that Marcus Smart trade. Him and Tatum will have to. Somebody has to be that vocalizer leader, that soul of the team.
Right. So you got to bring that grit.
It's gonna be somebody, and I think maybe it could be JB, but in his own way. He doesn't have to be in the face.
And I like Jason Tatum going on a little tangent, but talking about load management and how he, no matter what game it is.
You say that now though. He only 25.
Well, we're saying now, but hey.
But that's what he's saying though. Like superstars, especially if you young.
Yep, I got young legs. I can still move my body. I can, get up and down the court. So yes, I'm gonna play every game possible.
And why nobody talking about how he called Charlotte trash?
Yeah,
he basically said that. He subbed.
Sorry, Charlotte.
Yeah, on a side note, and shout out LaMelo, bro. You carry that team, bro.
Good luck to you, bro. I'll see you in LA in a couple years.
Anything else y'all want to add on to that?
No,
What y'all think about this contract signing, man?
Yeah, congrats.
How y'all feel? Is it a good move?
Let me hold $1.
Let us know in the comment section.
Dollars.
YouTube and also on Instagram. Let us know. We're gonna put up a poll too.
Facts.
Soon coming. Yo, No Crack Fam, what's good? You got DC checking in.
If you haven't already, please make sure you like the vid and also subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.